Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Rock and Spot Connection with the latest edition of Building a Team. So, first off, quick battle report. Ended up going with the Secret Society of Supervillains team and went 3-0. Now, admittedly, one of those 3 wins was a bye, so I didn't actually play anyone that round. But the two guys I did play. Yeah, I didn't wipe their teams out or anything, but I they took a good deal of damage from me. Anywho, so this coming week's build is going to end up being 500 points, must include a giant or colossal. So with that in mind, here are 4 teams that come out to 500 or just under points, and include a giant or colossal. So we'll kick things off with a Kree team. You may remember the Kree from Captain Marvel as the... Well, I guess we can spoil it now, but the actual bad guys. So, first off, we've got ourselves a Kree Major. And he comes in at 60 points. He has the Kree and Soldier keywords. Opens up with Running Shot on speed. On attack, he opens up with Energy Explosion. Yes, he does. Okay. Defense, he opens up with Toughness, which gives way to Energy Deflection. Then on damage, he opens up with a special power, Crowd Control Officer. Kree Major can use Incapacitate, and when he does, opposing characters adjacent to the target are also targets of the attack. So, it's kind of like an Energy Explosion version of Incap, which is actually not bad at all. Give a whole bunch of people action tokens as opposed to just one. So, anywho, moving on, we have Colonel Yon-Rogg, who you may remember from Captain Marvel as being played by Jude Law. Alrighty, so Colonel Rogg comes in at 70 points, has the Kree and Soldier keywords, as well as 2 traits. First off, Kree Strategy, Infiltrate. Colonel Yon-Rogg and adjacent friendly characters with a Kree keyword can use Stealth. Okay. Then we've got, the other trait is Captain Marvel's Nemesis. All of them. Opposing characters in Captain Marvel modify their combat values by -1 and can't target Colonel Yon-Rogg with ranged attacks. Okay. Alright. And there are more than a few characters in the game named Captain Marvel, so... Pardon me. Next up, we've got Korath the Pursuer. Korath also has some of a history in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He first showed up in... He's played by Jimon Honshu in both Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel. Anyway, Korath comes in at 140 points, has the Pursuer template trait. At the beginning of the game, choose an opposing character. If that character has 1 or more action tokens, give Korath the Pursuer a free action to move up to 3 squares. Okay. Well, he opens up with Running Shot, which gives way to Sidestep. On attack, he opens up with Penetrating Psychic Blast, which gives way to Energy Explosion, which then gives way to the special power Beta Batons. Korath the Pursuer can use Energy Explosion and Range Combat Expert. When he uses Range Combat Expert, he can activate Energy Explosion. Now, the best way to work that up, that I would figure, would be basically that you can take the +2 and just put it all on attack. And as his attack is dipped into single digits at that point, it's very much advisable. Next up, we've got Ronan the Accuser. Also from Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain Marvel. Anyway, Ronan comes in at 153 points, has the Annihilators, Kree, Ruler, Soldier, and Starforce keywords. Oh, forgot. Korath has the Kree, Scientist, and Star Force keywords as well. Oops. Alright, starts off with a trait. Temporary Alliance, sealed by marriage. When you build your force, friendly characters with the Kree keyword also have the Inhuman keyword. Interesting, considering one of the other teams I built. And he comes up with Running Shot. That's his way to a special speed power Invisibility Cloak. Ronan the Accuser can use Sidestep. He can't be targeted by non-adjacent opposing characters unless he made an attack during your last turn. Okay. On attack, he opens up with Penetrating Psychic Blast, which gives way to Pulse Wave. On defense, he's Indomitable, and opens up with Invincible, which gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to Energy Deflection. On damage, he opens up with Leadership, which gives way to Perplex, which then gives way to Ranged Combat Expert. And finally, our Colossal, the generic Kree Sentry. Now, the Kree Sentry comes in at 75 points, has the Kree, Cosmic, and Robot keywords, as well as the trait Awaken the Sleeper. At the beginning of the game, for all characters with this trait, if you chose a different starting line for each character named Kree Sentry on your force, choose one ability for them to use this game. Empower, but only affects characters with a Kree keyword, or Enhancement, but only affects characters with a Kree keyword. Anyway, you've got a heavy range dial, which has running shot, sidestep, penetrating psychic blast, invulnerability, toughness, and regeneration, and late dial, range combat expert. You've got a couple of close dials. The first one starts off with charge, which gives rid of sidestep, then super strength, which gives rid of quake, impervious, which clicks into invulnerability, which then clicks into regeneration, and then late dial perplex. The other close one has plasticity of the entire dial, then a few clicks of poison, followed by a couple clicks of pulse wave, invincible for a couple clicks, then a couple clicks of invulnerability, then a final click of regeneration, and 3 clicks of battle fury. And the last option got the full dial of sidestep, the special attack power stasis field, incapacitate, which can be used, which when used as a close attack, it may instead target all opposing characters within 3 squares in line of fire, regardless of adjacency. And that gives way to regular incapacitate. Now on defense, we've got most of the dial is the special defense power, defensive shielding, barrier, and energy deflection, which then gives way to regeneration. And then on this last one, you actually got the 3 clicks about wit are actually at the front as opposed to the rear. Like, well, the battlefield is also different. So, yeah, I'm honestly not sure which of these dials I'd go with. Probably the range combat one. I'm much more of a range combat kind of guy, so you know. Anyway, moving on, we've got the Doom Patrol. Now, if you've seen the show on DC Universe, you've got a pretty decent idea of who I'm talking about here. At least some of the characters. So, as the Doom Patrol usually does, we'll start off with the Chief. Dr. Niles Calder. Anyway, Chief comes in at 50 points, has the Doom Patrol and Scientist keywords, as well as the Weird Resurrection Chief, or trait. The first time the Chief will be KO'd this game, instead roll 2d6 that can't be re-rolled. Turn into the click number equal to the result. Okay. Then we open up with a special power on speed, assemble the Outcasts and Freaks. Give the Chief a free action and choose a friendly character within 6 squares in line of fire. That character can use Sidestep this turn. Okay. That gives way to stealth. Then we got nothing on attack, and then on defense we've got Secret Mastermind of their creation. The Chief can use Mastermind. When he does, adjacent friendly characters are considered to be a lower point value. Okay. That's actually pretty decent, because it doesn't specify with the share keywords. Then we've got on damage, special power, protect you from yourselves. The chief can use Outwit and Perplex. When he uses either, you may choose a friendly character within 6 squares that shares a keyword, and he may count, range, and draw lines of fire from the chosen character's square. At the end of your turn, if the chief did not use Outwit, choose a friendly character within 6 squares that shares a keyword, and that character's powers and abilities can't be countered until your next turn. Okay, so you kind of have a It's kind of a good idea to not use Outwit, so that at least one character can't be countered. That gives way to support. Next up, we've got Beast Boy from Rebirth. Beast Boy comes in at 65 points and has Titan's team ability. He also has the Doom Patrol, Teen Titans, and Animal keywords, as well as the 2 traits. First off is my parents. My parents turned me into a green monkey to cure me. Now here we are. As a free action, choose one animal, and Beast Boy can use its corresponding effects until your next turn. Eagle gives him precision strike, flight, and tiny size. Gorilla gives him super strength, quake, and improved movement, ignores elevation. Octopus gives him flurry, plasticity, and the swim icon. T-Rex gives him blaze claws, fangs, battle fury, and the giant icon. Okay. And he's also got the Titans Reborn trait, which actually isn't going to do him any good on this team. So look at the dial. You open up with some charge, which gives way to sidestep. Nothing on attack. Then toughness on defense. We open up with toughness, which gives way to super senses. On damage, we open with a few clicks of shape change, followed by a couple clicks of perplex. Alright, moving on, we've got Mento. I'm not sure, I've only watched the first episode of Doom Patrol, so I'm not sure if Mento shows up in the series at all or not. But anyway, Mento comes in at 75 points, has the Doom Patrol and 7 soldiers keywords, and he has the Weird Resurrection trait, just like the Chief. The dial opens up with a special power, Mento Intensifier on speed. Mento can use Mind Control and Phasing Teleport. When he uses Mind Control, choose one. He may increase his attack value by +2, or give hit characters an action token after actions resolve, which is kind of a tough choice. Then on attack, we've got telekinesis, which gives away incapacitate. On defense, we've got inertial deflection. Then on damage, we open up with Outwit, and that is Mento's dial. Next up, we've got Negative Man. That's right. Larry Trainer. Anyway, Negative Man comes in at 75 points and has the Doom Patrol keyword. Then he has 3 traits. First off is Weird Resurrection, like Mento and the Chief. Next up, we've got Negative Spirit. Give Negative Man a power action to place adjacent a Negative Spirit bystander if there is not already one on the map. Finally, we have Hollow Man. While a friendly Negative Spirit is not on the map, Negative Man deals penetrating damage. While a friendly Negative Spirit is on the map, Negative Man can't be given move actions. Okay. Anyway, he opens up with on speed with stealth. On attack, he opens up with poison. On defense, he opens up with willpower. And on damage, you've got some perplex. Now, the Negative Spirit. First off, it's got a trait 60 seconds. Negative Man deals penetrating damage. If Negative Spirit deals penetrating damage, if Negative Spirit isn't within 6 squares of a friendly character named Negative Man, immediately KO it. You got special power on speed, negatively charged energy beam. Negative Spirit can use Phasing Teleport. When he is given a move action, after action resolve, he may make a close combat attack as a free action, targeting any one opposing character occupying a square he moved through. Okay. And he's got poison and super senses. Okay. Next up, we've got our giant, or colossal, but in this case, a giant. Elastigirl. Rita Farr. So, Rita comes in at 100 points, has the Celebrity and Doom Patrol keywords, as well as the Weird Resurrection trait, like the others except for Beast Boy, and as well as trait Protoplasmic Physiology. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose Tiny, Giant, or Colossal. If you do, Elastigirl has the chosen symbol until she chooses again. If she chooses Tiny, modify her combat values by -1. If she chooses Colossal, modify her combat values by +1. Okay. And she opens up, the dial opens up with Charge, which then gives way to Plasticity. Surprisingly, we have no Super Strength. It's kind of sad, but on defense, we've got Toughness, which gives way to the special power Malleable Form. Elastigirl can use combat reflexes and regeneration, and then this gives way to super senses. Next up, we've got on damage we have Shape Change, which gives way to Perplex, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. And rounding the team out is none other than Cliff Steele, Robot Man. Alright, so Robot Man comes in at 130 points, has the Doom Patrol and Robot keywords. He's got the Weird Resurrection trait. Anyway, on the speed, we open up with Charge, which gives it a sidestep. On attack, we open up with Super Strength, which gives it a Quake. On defense, he's Indomitable, because he's a robot. And opens up with Invincible, which gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to Toughness. On damage, we open up with Leadership, which then gives way to Close Combat Expert. Alright, not bad. Not too shabby. Alrighty, next up we've got ourselves an Asgardian team. Okay, we'll set those aside for a moment. Start kick things off with good old Throg. The Frog of Thunder. The Throg comes in at 45 points. Yeah. He's got the Asgardian, Pet Avengers, and Animal keywords. Got a trait, Wielder of Frogglnir. Starts the game with Frogglnir equipped, which what Frogglnir does is grants tiny size, but is still considered a standard character for equipping purposes. When this character occupies water terrain, modify attack and defense +1. Okay. Alrighty, looking at the dial, we open up with some sidestep, which gives way to leap climb, back to sidestep. For a couple clicks near the middle of the dial, we've got ourselves some energy explosion. On defense, we open up with toughness, which gives way to combat reflexes. Then on damage, we open up with the special power Field Leader of the Pet Avengers, Perplex. When Throg uses it to target a character with the Animal or Pet Avengers keyword, he may modify a combat value except damage by +2 instead. After that, we've got ourselves a couple clicks of Close Combat Expert. Next up, we've got Captain America. So Cap comes in at 55 points. He's got the Asgardian, Avengers, and Warrior keywords. Team ability. Looking at the dial, we open up with the special power Barroom Brawl, Asgardian style, on speed. Charge, Flurry, Plasticity. Not a bad combination. Then we get a couple clicks of that, a couple blind clicks, and then a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, and that's, well, it. On defense, we open up with combat reflexes, which gives way a special power Hero of Asgard, Toughness, Willpower. Modify Cap's defense by +2 when attacked by a character with the Asgardian keyword. Okay. And on damage, we open up blank, but clicks into exploit weakness and then close combat expert. Not bad. Next up, we've got Thor, the Jane Foster version. Alrighty. So, Thor here comes in at 100 points even. She's got the Asgardian, Avengers, Deity, and Warrior keywords, as well as a trait, Goddess of Thunder. Force Blast. Once per turn, when Thor hits one or more opposing characters with an attack, after resolutions, she may make a range attack target a single character that hasn't been attacked this turn. Okay. Look at the dial. We open up with a couple clicks of charge, then some sidesteps, and back to charge. On attack, we open up with Quake, and then end with Pulse Wave. On defense, we open up with Impervious, which gives way to Invulnerability, which then gives way to Toughness. And that is it. Next up, we've got Executioner, a long-time favorite. Alright, so Executioner comes at 120 points. He's got the Masters of Evil keyword, which grants him basically Colossal Stamina. But he can only go 3 turns in a row before he has to clear. Then he's got, keyword-wise, we've got Asgardian, Masters of Evil, and Warrior. We got a couple of traits. First off is Wielder of the Blood Axe. Executioner starts the game with the Blood Axe equipped. The Blood Axe, seen here, grants Battle Fury, Exploit Weakness, and Steel Energy. Not too shabby. Next up, we've got I Stand by Amora, no matter what. It's a unique modifier, and if its executioner is adjacent to a friendly character or to a character named the Enchantress, both modify defense by +1. Okay, so we open up with a decent chunk of charge, followed by some flurry. Then nothing on attack. On defense, we open up with Impervious, then Invulnerability, then some Toughness, then back to Invulnerability, then back to Impervious, and then nothing on damage. Also, he's Indomitable, so built-in willpower. Yay. Alright. Finally, this team's giant. The Destroyer. Alrighty, so the Destroyer comes in at 175 points. He's got the Asgardian, Armor, Mystical, and Robot keywords. So he's got improved movement, ignores and destroys blocking terrain. He's got a trait, Program for Destruction, and nothing else. He can carry no passengers, but he has a sidestep. When he uses a sidestep, he breaks away automatically. Okay. Alright, so look at the dial. We start and end with a couple clicks of charge. On attack, we've got half the dial is Penetrating Psychic Blast, the other half is the special power, Life Force Possession. Once per turn, one adjacent friendly character with the Asgardian or Deity keyword can be given a power action to be dealt up to 3 clicks of unavoidable damage, and then they can heal the Destroyer that many clicks. Oof, you can get him up. You can get him back up to his second click with that. On defense, he's Indomitable. Yay, built-in willpower. And he opens up with a couple clicks of Invincible, then a few clicks of Impervious, then a few clicks of Invulnerability. Then near the middle of his dial on damage, which is his only damage power for a few clicks, Close Combat Expert. Alright. I almost went with this bad boy instead, but he's a bit on the pricey side. It's Destroyer Thor Prime from Secret Wars Battle World. The bigger build, I would totally put together a Asgardian team with both of them, just for the fun of watching the two of them, or running the two of them on the same team. Alright, so last up we've got ourselves an Inhumans team. So first off we've got Karnak from Earth X. Karnak comes in at 50 points. He's got the Earth X, Inhumans, and Martial Artist keywords. And he's got the trait Terrigenesis twice. When a friendly character targets Karnak with Perplex, after resolutions roll a d6. If the result is less than Karnak's click number, modify the chosen value an additional +1. Okay. Look on the dial, we open up with a couple clicks of charge, followed by a few clicks of flurry. On attack, we open up with special power, everyone has weaknesses. Precision strike. When Karnak makes an attack, if his target's defense value is modified higher than its printed value, it uses the printed value instead. Now, modified and replaced are two different things. So, if they're using defend, they're using defend. But I wonder, would a modifier on top of defend? That gives way to a few clicks of precision strike. On defense, first off, he's got indomitable, so built-in willpower. He opens up with super senses for a few clicks, and then a couple clicks of combat reflexes. On damage, he opens up with a couple clicks of perplex. That gives way to a couple clicks of probability control, and back to perplex. Next up, we've got Black Knight, son of Black Bolt. Alright, so Black Knight comes in at 100 points. He's got the Earth X, Excalibur, Inhumans, and Ruler keywords. We got two traits, Stiff Upper Lip. When he's damaged by an opponent's attack, after resolutions, remove an action token from him. Okay. And then Terrigenesis twice, just like Karnak. When a friendly character perplexes him, roll a d6. Yeah. And note that it does not specify not damage, so you can actually buff up his damage too with that. On look at the dial, we've got a couple clicks of charge, followed by a couple clicks of running shot, followed by a couple clicks of force blast. On speed, on attack, we open up with a couple clicks of Blaze Claw's Fangs, then a couple clicks of penetrating psychic blast, and a couple clicks of the special power, his father's legacy, Pulse Wave. When Black Knight uses it, he can use improved targeting, ignores blocking terrain. After resolutions, destroy all blocking terrain within that use of Pulse Wave's range. On defense, he's indomitable, and he opens up with invulnerability, or invincible, not invulnerable, invincible. That gives way to invulnerability, and then a couple clicks of regeneration. Then on damage, we open up with a special power, Sean, an Apprentice of Kings. Leadership. When Black Knight uses it and succeeds, he is protected, outwit until your next turn. And that gives way to a few clicks of Perplex. Alrighty, next up we've got Triton. Alright, so Triton comes in at 100 points, just like Black Knight. He's also got the Earth X, Inhumans, and Animal keywords, as well as Improved Movement ignores characters. And he also has two traits, Terrigenesis twice, as well as Constricting Coils. When Triton hits an opposing character after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 3 through 6, give a hit character an action token, and if that character occupies water terrain, deal them 1 penetrating damage. Not bad. Okay, looking at his dial, we open up with special power, Dart Like an Eel on speed. Charge, hypersonic speed, but only if Triton occupies water terrain. Okay. That gives way to a click of regular charge, then some flurry. On attack, we open up with super strength, which gives way to Blaze Claw's Fangs for the rest of the dial. On defense, we open up with invulnerability, which gives way to toughness, which then gives way to a click of regeneration. We got few clicks of Perplex individually placed throughout the dial as well. Next up we have Ruler of the Inhumans, Black Bolt. Black Bolt comes in at 150 points and has the Earth X, Inhumans, and Ruler keywords. It has the Terrigenesis Twice trait, as well as only one man could move that quietly. When Black Bolt has no action tokens, lines of fire drawn to him are blocked. Now, looking at his dial, we open up with a few clicks of Hypersonic Speed, which then gives way to a few clicks of Running Shot. On attack, we open up with some Precision Strike, which then gives way to a couple clicks of Penetrating Second Blast, which then gives way to the special attack power, Wound with a Whisper, Shatter with a Scream. Pulse Wave. When Black Bolt uses it, he can use Improved Targeting, ignores blocking terrain, and you may instead choose a number from 1 through 5 to be the range value for Pulse Wave. You don't have it and can't modify it. Okay. Alright. After resolutions, destroy all blocking terrain within that use of Pulse Wave's range. Alright. Then on defense, he's Indomitable. And he opens up with Invincible, then a couple clicks of Invulnerability, then back to Invincible, then a few clicks of Toughness. On damage, we open up with Leadership, which then gives way to Perplex. And finally, the Inhumans Colossal or Giant, Devil Dinosaur, and Moon Girl. Personally, my favorite iteration of Devil Dinosaur was in the satirical series Next Wave, where he was secretly the brains behind the Beyond Corporation, and he had a smoking jacket, and he looked like an old Bond. He looked like a dinosaur dressed like a Bond villain. Wrap your head around that. Alright, so Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl comes in at 100 points. We've got the Inhumans, the Animal, Monster, and Scientist keywords. We got a trait, My Turn, Devil. As a free action, turn Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl to the same click number of a different color. Devil Dinosaur and Moon Girl can't be healed above their starting click number on either dial. Okay. So, looking at the two dials, the Devil Dinosaur dial, we've got a full dial of Charge, Blaze Claw's Fangs, and Toughness. And he's Indomitable as well, so... Well, they're Indomitable, so built-in willpower. The Moon Girl dial has a full dial of Sidestep, followed by a full dial of the special attack power Spring-Loaded Boxing Glove. Range value 5. Incapacitate is free, but only to make a range attack. Okay. Then a full dial of Invulnerability, and a full dial of Outwit. That is not bad at all. Alrighty, everyone, that is it for this week's installment of Building the Team. Later on today, we'll be putting up a video of the top 10 of my 10 favorite X-Men in preparation for the last Fox X-Men movie. At least the last one with X-Men in the title. As always, this is Rock. Feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. And this is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.